I'm Yarmo. My Taiwanese name is Chai Chu-Fei. I was born in 1998, 9th of March. I am looking for my birth parents. I hope that if you are my birth parents, or you know them, or you know anything about my story, or any detail, or you know any lead, then please contact us, and I would be very grateful and happy. I appreciate taking the time to watch my story. During my childhood, I felt that I was a bit different because my skin, my parents, they are not tan. So sometimes it was difficult to get along with other peers because I was kind of different. When I was 2 years old, I was adopted to the Netherlands. I don't have a lot of memories at that time, and my parents were always quite open about adoption. One day we talked about it, and they kind of told me that I was adopted and where I'm from, and they also still have all documents or whatever we have from the orphan house. I often see people or my friends, they look like one of their parents, or they have some characteristic that is quite obvious, or you can tell that it's from their mother or from their father. I am also curious about some of mine and encouraged me to try to look for them. I have tried several things. In 2017, I came to Taiwan with my family, and we visited Miss Zhang in Hsinchu, and at that time I could not speak Chinese at all, so I think it was difficult to understand a lot. In September 2022, I visited Miss Chang again, and she gave some very useful details. In 1998, Miss Zhang, she wanted to have a child. One day she talked about this with one of her neighbors, and this neighbor was a friend of someone that had a karaoke bar, and he knew through some people there was a couple, probably from the Philippines, that would not able to take care of their child. So this baby that they heard about was actually me. 3 days after I was born, Miss Chang went to the karaoke bar. She took me back home to take care of me. She told us that I had some red paper on which was written 1998, 9th of March. So we believe that it might be my real birth date. Miss Chang took care of me about a month. She wanted to adopt me, but that time she was not able to adopt me. It was not allowed because my birth parents were from the Philippines working in Taiwan, and they were actually illegal. So if the government would have known that my parents would have a child, then they might have to go back to the Philippines. And it took quite some while, but about after 4 or 5 or 6 months, she was able to receive some address, and she went with her neighbor and another friend who was taxi driver to Taichung to go to meet my birth parents to get the original birth certificates. In the beginning, they met my birth father, and Miss Chang told us that he looked quite thin and not so tall and quite tan, and he was quite careful. Later on, my birth mother also came by. She looked a bit older than my birth father. My parents didn't have the original certificate, so actually Miss Chang could not receive them, and after that they also didn't meet again. Yesterday I went to a church in Taipei in Zhongshan, and this area is famous for Philippine people. And I talked with the father, Edward. He is able to help me with spreading within the Philippine community. And also I went to a Philippine restaurant, and she is also willing to help me with sharing something about my story. But I also think that for the mothers, it might be very hard to give their babies away and not be able to take care of them by themselves. I believe that my biological mother was that person who tried to give me a better place to live and to make a difference in my life. And I want to let her know that I'm not mad. I'm also not disappointed or angry or ashamed. I'm just looking for her and looking for who I am. Also, if she doesn't want to get to know me or get in contact with me, I will also respect that. I only hope that I could hear it from her and not from other people. Often people tell me that I should not either want to look for them I should not try to because it's too difficult. I know that it is very difficult or maybe almost impossible, but I always think that mathematically, if there is a chance, then it's still possible. If I never try, I think I will never know.